Welcome back to another video, man. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing all right. I got a new mic setup, matter of fact. So hopefully you guys are hearing me good. Hopefully everything sounds good, everything looks good. I had to turn my phone a different direction as well, so everything is kind of like a little bit different right now. But anyway, so we trying to upgrade. You know what I'm saying? We're upgrading the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? We're doing better and better. So that's the goal. That's the goal, man. To make sure things get better. Um, in my last video, I mentioned that I was gonna add this radio to my car, which I did add it, but I didn't get to record it, man. It was such a pain in the butt to do. I ain't gonna lie to you, yo. I did not think it was gonna be that hard to do, but I'm gonna do a video right now just to show you guys how to install this radio. If you guys run across this video on YouTube and you guys want to know how to install this radio, I'm gonna explain it to the best of my ability, and I'm gonna show you guys. I gotta open it back up real quick just to show you guys something as well. And two of the screws I noticed I didn't tighten tight enough, and I just like everything to be like perfect. So I'm gonna go back in there real quick, tighten the two screws for the radio, and then we should be good. But I'm gonna show you guys kind of the steps to how to get to the radio. So stay tuned. Let me move these cars around, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are. So we're in the car now. This is for the W212, E550 or E350 or E400, whichever model you have, or even goes for the the W207, which is the coupe, is slightly different the way this piece here comes off. But I'm gonna show you guys how it comes off on the W212, which is the most common one I see people doing this radio upgrade with. So there's two metal like hooks that keeps this piece on the passenger side. So you want to just go ahead and get those down. All right, so once you get these two pins down over here, then you want to remove the actual inside the vents itself has like two clips. It's one on each side. So one on each side of the you just basically pull it and they will release. All right, so now that we have the center part off, so the center part you just basically it's like some clips that you pull out and they stay outwards. So once you pull them inside the vent, you'll see them, they'll stay out. And that releases the center section, the outer section I already pulled out before. And this last part right here, you just want to get like a trim tool and you stick it up in there, and you might have to play with it a little bit to get this clip here to release. All right, guys, so once you get this clip out on this side, and basically the right side is already loose, you got to finagle that one out the dashboard. This one over here is going to be a little pain in the ass to get out, but you want to basically release it from the bottom here as well, and then slide these pins out up top. See these two pins? I'm touching one, two, and then this entire thing would slide off. So once this comes off, all right, there's a wire harness connected. Well, you want to get it out, the shifters in the way. All right, now you got your wire harness right here for your clock, and then your AC vents. So you want to just disconnect those three, and you could just set this. I'm gonna just set it right here for now. I'm not gonna be in here very long. All right, so pretty much the radio screws are here. One here, you can see the head a little bit right there, and then the other screws on this side, same place. So basically, these are the two screws that I want to make sure are fully tightened. This bracket is a little tricky, so these screws does not need to come all the way out, which I made the mistake. We took it all the way out on my brother's car, and this bracket on this side fell downwards, so it was a pain behind to get out. All right, I got my mic back on. Didn't notice it was off. Anyway, so you guys might be able to hear me better now. But so this bracket on the right side, like I said, on my brother's car went downwards, and it was a pain in the behind to get out. So don't take these screws all the way out. Just loosen them. They will come up a little bit, and that's when you want to stop. At that point, the bracket itself went downwards a little bit, and the radio will slide forward. So basically, once you get the radio forward now, you're gonna see a wire harness there. and that's the factory harness that's in the back of the radio. So that harness now it plugs in this way, like the way my hand is coming towards the screen, this way. And on the right side of that harness now, you will see the fiber optic wires. So those fiber optic wires need to be released out of this factory pin. Once you pull the pin out, the plug out, those two wires need to be released and they need to be replaced in the same slot in your new wire harness that comes with the radio. You'll see where it belongs on the new wire harness. So the new wire harness is the same, same like square or whatever. And you basically put the wire harness from back of the radio, the fiber optic only, just the two. You'll see them. They look different. They look totally different than the other wiring. And you'll move that to the new wire harness that the radio plugs up to. So that side has two sides of the harness. One goes back into the radio, and the original wire harness now that was behind the radio, that goes to that new plug that you just added the fiber optics to. So once you do that, but well, I guess before you do that, you want to make sure you run the wiring up so you can get it up here towards the radio. All right. So basically now you need to feed the wire on the W212. I found it easier to feed the wire on the left side. All right. So there's an opening at the bottom. You feed the wire up through the side right here and on the side of this vent, and just basically fish it up till it comes out behind where the original radio was. On the 207 it was a lot easier, which is the coupe. 207 was a lot easier. It had a lot more space to work with, so we was able to get the wire harness up easier on his car. And once we got that up, pretty much the next thing you do, you can plug up, I guess, if you could just plug up all the wiring if you want. You don't have to plug the screen in yet, or you can just leave the wiring hanging out and basically finish up the bottom here. Make sure everything is plugged up. Put the radio back, this bottom section of the radio, you're going to put it back into place, catch your screws, and then you can move up here and actually work on the top where everything is self-explanatory. All the wiring, it just plugs into the back of the radio. They all have like a certain amount of prongs, so you want to basically make sure you're plugging the right harness into the right hole in the back of the radio. The only other thing you have is a GPS antenna. So in this section of the video, I did lose audio. So what I was saying was you need to plug in the 4G LTE, I guess, wires. They screw on the back, and the other one is for the GPS. It's two of them. And just plug all your wire harnesses besides those two. Just plug them all in. You'll see they all go in certain slots. They have different slots. And, so it's like 4 different slots or something for each wire. And you just plug them all in. You after you do the GPS and stuff, that's in. Those 2 screws on the back. Pretty much make sure the screws for the actual bracket that the radio sits on now, make sure those are in place. And you're gonna use the original screws for that came out, from the radio screen itself. And once that's done, pretty much just button everything up, and your radio should be be able to power up. So you can turn it on, check the radio, make sure all the functions are working now that the screen is plugged up. And once all of that is done, make sure you secure the radio in the slot. It locks in a certain way. Make sure you secure the radio, and that's that. Lastly, I do hope that I was able to explain this fully enough so you can understand, and maybe you guys can do this install yourself. What I was saying was pretty much end of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.